Okay guys, welcome back. Now in this video we are going to start talking about mitigation strategies, ways to prevent damage from earthquakes to buildings. And as you can see, I have this very cartoon-like basic, but it'll work for our purposes, structure drawn up here, right? And what we have is vertical members as well as horizontal members. So this is supposed to replicate a building with several floors to it. So I guess my question is, we know that earthquakes are bad, right? Because they make buildings fall over. But if we get down into the mechanics of how that happens, we need to have a deeper understanding so that we can prevent that from happening. We can't just say a building falls over without telling exactly why it does. Only when we know exactly why will we be able to suggest ways to keep it from falling over. So my question is, what happens from a mechanics point of view when we have an earthquake?
The building is experience pressure from like a horizontal reference and not vertical, which it's made to.
Okay, so you're heading in the right direction. What happens in a very simplistic explanation is the earth moves, right? We have the earth shaking under your feet, right? Something like that. As that happens, the shaking of the earth is transferred to the shaking of the building, right? So the building shakes. Now, when we build a building, what we do is we build it with the idea that gravity is going to be pulling down. Generally, that's a safe assumption to make, right? That gravity is always pulling down. Well, during an earthquake, that doesn't happen. What happens is this part of the earth shifts over, and this part of the building doesn't, right? Because there's a lag. So as the earth shifts, this part of the building stays, and what you end up getting, if I draw just this member, is you end up getting the base of the building that's offset vertically from the top of the building, right? So therefore now, gravity is still acting down, but our building is not designed to withstand the now vertical force, right? Because this is no longer under what it's supporting. Right. So what we're going to do is talk about ways to keep this upper part of the building from moving out from under the bottom part of the building, or vice versa, keep the bottom part of the building from moving out from under the top part of the building. So let's move forward through a couple of videos, and we'll talk about very specific ways that engineers do that, and we'll talk about very specific reasons why they do that.